Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. As always, every Monday night, I'm popping in live. I'm going to debrief Grant Strategy of the Week. First things first, so let's go share this bad boy out there amongst the cyberspace. How do we want to do this tonight? How was your weekend? I had a very nice weekend myself. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Hope you guys had a good one. We are in the holiday season now. It's official. So one of the things we're going to be doing, we're going to talk a little bit about the Christmas season right after I share this. Maybe I'll share it up here so I'm not totally like, forehead's big enough as it is. Don't need to like make it any bigger. Wouldn't you agree? Okay. Just waiting. Here we go. No. There we go. Here we go. Should we be starting like a watch party? Nope. Share now public. Shared on my timeline. Shared. One more time for good measure. One more share. Yeah. All right. So we're shared. It's all shared. Talking. I can't spell. Talking Christmas. The Grinch. And preventing ups and downs in sales. Okay. All right, let's do this thing, shall we? Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome. So every Monday night, what do? I pop up here live. What's up, Blake? What's up, Elizabeth? Glenn Lundy. Donna Hop. Man, look at all these people that are popping in. Holy smoke. Nice to see you guys. All right, so here's what we're going to do tonight. Every Monday, I like to pop up here. I like to do me some live action, and I like to take a look at Grant Strategy of the Week from my point of view. I like to look at it from, what did I get out of this thing? So if you're not too familiar with me, I've been studying Grant's content since 2003 when I first got in the auto industry. Grant's training took me from barely surviving as a sales guy to thriving in it. Did it in about 9 months. Part of that, I was selling just enough to not get fired. Then I landed on that. And then I started working with Grant in 2011. The content in here, 85, maybe even 90% of what we do here is 100% free. So part of my job or what I want to do or where I want to be helpful is I want to make sure that the content that we're putting out there, whether that's an email, it's a blog post, it's an article Grant wrote or had published about him, that you're getting everything you possibly can from it. So what I like to do on Mondays is take Grant Strategy of the Week, which we post up in a blog on Mondays, and we also email it out. It really resonates with you, that you get something from it that you can take with you into the rest of the week. This week, Grant talked a little bit about the Grinch. So if I'm going to put my spin on it, if I'm going to put what I got out of this thing, the main thing I took away from this post, what's up, Stephen Gardner? Good to see you, man. What I took away from this thing was if you leverage the content in the post correctly, this is how you prevent ups and downs in sales. There are 3 things, and we're going to talk about what those 3 things are to prevent the ups and the downs from the sales. I got 4 pages of notes. Let's get into it, okay? So maybe this is you. I don't know. But have you ever seen a salesperson have a great month that is immediately followed by a bad month? Why do you think, for the folks that aren't in sales on the regular, in fact, there's a lot of people that are in sales that believe this and it limits them, is this it's either a feast or a famine kind of a deal. You ever notice that? Does your sales career look more like a new design for a roller coaster? So when you start looking at your own career, myself included, have you given up? on consistent improvement? Or are you frustrated with just trying to maintain some kind of like consistency in your months, in your production? And that's you as a salesperson, that's you as a business owner, right? I know I haven't given up, but have you? And there's some ways to figure out if you have, and we'll talk about that in a minute, okay? So it is that time of year. It's Christmas time. The holiday season is upon us. And so whether we talk about the Chuck Jones animated version from the 60s, or we talk about Jim Carrey's version, was that late 90s? Yeah, early 80s or 2000s? Yeah, whatever. It's Jim Carrey or Chuck Jones. Either way, there is a powerful sales and business lesson buried deep within the story. So we're going to start looking at why ups and downs are happening. We're going to start looking at how can we prevent them as salespeople and managers and leaders. And then we also want to start thinking about the lesson that Dr. Seuss has for us as well. So let's just review the Grinch for a second. A couple things about the Grinch. Number one, his heart, 2 sizes too small. Also, he hates Christmas, which is sad. So he decides to steal Christmas. So on Christmas Eve, he pulls a reverse Santa. He literally goes into the little town of Whoville and takes everything Christmas related. All the presents, all the lights, all the trees, all the decoration, all of it, takes it. So on Christmas morning, the good people of Whoville, they do not allow their missing stuff, because that's really all it was stuff, to spoil or ruin their Christmas spirit. They respond by singing. So this causes the Grinch's heart to fill so much that it actually grows 1 size too big. So now his heart is 3 times the size as it was. So what he does then, he goes back into Whoville, gives everybody their presents back, and he joins them. A changed man or a changed Grinch. So this Christmas spirit, what is it? Can we define it? I think so. The spirit of Christmas can be found in giving, in appreciation, gratitude, and in the service of others. It is also found in the bringing of love, light, hope, and peace to the world. Very non-denominational stuff. However, there are real Grinches out there that abhor this spirit, and they will do whatever they can to steal all of it away. So these Grinches, they can come in many forms. What's up, Jonathan? These Grinches can come in many, many forms. Sometimes it's as simple as your internet crashing or a power outage, like Grant talks about in the strategy of the week. Sometimes it's a new CRM. Other times that you don't understand yet, right? Not that I'm telling you anything about my own current situation. Other times your competition can be your Grinch. The market takes a downturn, that could be a Grinch. The media can definitely be a Grinch. And sometimes, the Grinch turns out to be somebody very close to you, stealing your spirit, yet hidden in plain sight. This is a warning. Last one. Adam Webster, thank you for being here. Sometimes the Grinch turns out to be somebody very close to you, yet hidden in plain sight. So then that leaves us to this question: who or what is trying to steal your Christmas spirit? So I'm going to give you a quote from A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens. He wrote that story in 1843. If you're not familiar with it, pick one of the renditions of the film. Ebenezer Scrooge at the end, after he's come around, like the Grinch, says, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. So remember what I said, the Christmas spirit, it's about giving, it's about appreciation, it's about being in the service of others, it's about bringing light and love and hope and peace to the world. This should be happening all year long, right? It doesn't just start on Black Friday and then wrap up on the 26th of December or the 6th of January, if you follow the liturgical calendar like I do. Maybe one of the reasons that we have a Christmas season is to get you in the habit of keeping it all year long. So if we can just get this down for 45 days-ish, then we could probably do it all year long, right? I mean, that's the idea. So the strategy of the week lays out the reality, okay? No Grinch can take your success away or Christmas spirit unless you allow it. Now you got to just take full responsibility for it. It's a choice you just made if you find yourself out of the Christmas spirit. So once you, however, like the good people of Whoville, have decided to not let anyone or anything steal your Christmas spirit, the next question to ask then, especially as we start getting into the theme here, which is preventing ups and downs in sales. How do we apply the 10X rule? It's belief system. Hi, Rebecca Zimmerman. How do we apply the 10X rule, the belief system of that about thinking and doing bigger? How do we apply that moving forward to overcome these obstacles and prevent the ups and downs of sales, in sales, okay? So the question you want to start thinking with immediately, if this is you, what causes you to stop being successful? Do you know? So there's really only a few reasons why you're going to stop being successful with something, okay? And the main reason, numero uno, number one, your commitment wanes. You find that you're just not as committed to something as you once were. Consequently, you begin to fail. So if you're brave enough to do it, think of a time from your history where you failed because your commitment waned, where you know this to be true. And if you're not brave enough to look inward, because it's hard, think about another business or a company that's no longer with us because their commitment waned. Somebody's commitment waned. Okay. So here's your action idea. I always like giving action ideas. I heard that term at my first Grant Cardone seminar and I just loved it. Action idea. It's an idea, but you got to do something. You got to take action. So here's an action idea for you. Take a moment. Whatever your position is, whatever you do, wherever you work, whatever your role is, honestly assess your level of commitment. And you know what? For the most part, this can apply to anything. This just isn't about sales right now. This could be your family life, your relationship with your family. Okay, it could be spiritual life. It could be the relationship you have with your physical body. Right. So assess your level of commitment. How committed are you? Has it waned? Address it. Confront it. Why did it wane? If it has, why did it do it? When? When did it change? And here's the interesting part. Remember the warning I had earlier. Who was with you when it changed? Hi, Karen Martinez. Who was with you when your commitment changed, when it waned? Are they actually on your side? Can you handle them? Handle them if you can. Okay. But more importantly, part of this recommitment right now is you affirming your decision to not let anyone or anything steal your Christmas spirit. Make sense? Second reason that we typically have these ups and downs in sales. There's a failure to adapt to new conditions. So when things change in the world, you need to get some new training or you need some fresh ideas. If you find yourself losing more than normal, because we all lose, right? Average baseball player batting 300, which means he loses 70% of the time. So, you're losing more. For you to start succeeding again, you're going to have to make some adaptations. You're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to reboot. You're going to have to learn something new, change your process, or even change your product. Okay? So the action idea for the second reason, the failure to adapt to new conditions, is this. Take a long, hard look at the Apple company. It used to be Apple Computer, but they don't just make computers anymore. Why? Because they adapted to new conditions. And then take a look at what's left of Blockbuster. They did not adapt to new conditions. What can both of these companies teach us about the importance of being aware of new conditions and being willing to adapt? So important. Are you willing to make the necessary changes, or are you going to wind up stuck on some idea that no longer fulfills the Christmas spirit? Again, salesperson, business owner, leader in a sales culture. Are you willing to make the necessary changes, or will you wind up stuck on an idea that no longer fulfills the Christmas spirit? Remember what the Christmas spirit is, right? Speaking of which, let's get into the final reason. It's your mindset. Your emotions towards something changes. And this can indirectly take us back to the first part of commitment. Okay, so think about a time. Well, in sales, let's do this. In sales, there's two versions of this mindset shifting. And Grant covers it in Sell or Be Sold. Side A is the salesperson. They have a shift in their mindset about their ability. And that's usually brought on by something that happened on the outside. And then they change their mind. Something with the company, something with the product, something with the organization. But the B side is management. So they too can go through the three things that salespeople go through, but they can also lose their commitment to a salesperson or their entire team. So the action idea for mindset, which I think is juicy, is you have to protect your mindset. You got to protect what's going on in here, okay? You need to make sure that you're not allowing anything to pollute or corrupt your commitment and your commitment level. So you want to take a look at yourself. You want to take a look at your company. You want to take a look at your coworkers. And you want to take a look at your product or your service. Has anything changed? And what decisions, because that's what they are, what decisions have you made about the change? And what was the impact on your mindset? Did it help or did it hurt? And if it hurt, then you got to figure out, hey, well, what do I need to do to fix that? What do I need to do to alter or adjust or just get back to being fully committed? Okay. So the final analysis for preventing the ups and downs in sales is this. One more time, just for good measure. The spirit of Christmas can be found in giving, in appreciation, and in the service of others. It is also found in the bringing of love, light, hope, and peace to the world. As a sales professional or manager, do these activities resonate with you, your company, and the company's mission and mission statement if you have one? So as a sales professional or manager, can you use the spirit of Christmas to maintain a high level of commitment, adapt to new conditions, and maintain a stable, positive state of mind? Can you use the spirit of Christmas to create real success in your life? Yes, you can. Because being successful, it's a daily activity. Success is not a once in a while event. In fact, success is not only grown, it's farmed. And what do I mean by that? It means we plant the seeds of success every single day, which means we need to water and nurture those seeds of success, because eventually they're going to sprout and start to grow. And we have to keep watering and nurturing, cultivating until it bears some real fruit. But we're not done, because what happens when we stop watering and nurturing and cultivating? Okay? Success will stop bearing fruit. It will wither and die. What happens when the seasons or climate changes, or your crops get a disease or a parasite? You have to continually protect, cultivate, and nurture your crops. So managers, your salespeople are like your crops, right? Would you ever expect a plant to water itself? And if you're in the business of farming, does it make any sense to just rely on the rain? Not anymore, right? Salespeople, your brain is your crop, your heart is your crop, your customers are your crops, your managers too. How are you tending your crops? So there are two things you should be doing every single day to farm success. You need to train daily, and you need to get around the right people. For us in the Cardone world, that means Cardone University, and that means the 10X Growth Conference. Both of these are successful actions that you can take to 10X your Christmas spirit and make sure that you honor it all year long. Okay? So if you would like a little bit more information about Cardone University and then how to incorporate it with your company, within the culture, plus some free tips on sales training in an organization, visit cardonesolutions.com/10X your team. For more information on 10X Growth Conference in terms of who's going to be there, when is it, What tickets are left still because it's going fast? Go to cardonsolutions.com/10x GrowthCon. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything I can help with, if there's something you want me to make sure I cover on one of these streams, shoot me a call. I'm at 310-777-0352 or fire off an email, david@grantcardone.com. Here to help, here to serve. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this brought some added Christmas spirit to you. I hope you're able to take some of this information and use it moving forward. Hope it helps you create a better week. Thanks again. Be great, because nothing else pays.